I know the law, Phil. I know the law too well. Then you ought to know that there ain't no way to beat the law. White folks live by it, and we die by it.
What do you have on T Grizzly? You hit me up last night basically saying that...
I sent it to everybody. Where it really went too far with me is when he picked Baby Shooter out the lineup.
And so you know that to be a fact.
That's a fact.
How was T Grizzly in the house when Baby Shooter broke into the house allegedly?
No, but he said in the statement that Baby Shooter bragged about it.
In this paperwork that you're saying is not real, they cite a date that they speak to T Grizzly.
Yeah, they cite the date. That thing's not. They could have said when Jesus was born. Who gives a fuck? The whole fact of the matter is that they cited on that motherfucking paperwork, that fake ass fraudulent shit that he's now admitting was fraudulent because he knew he can't stand on that shit. So on the date in question, or the date that is articulated in that fake ass report, he really wasn't even in fucking California. He was in Miami. Let's move forward. In the fucking fake paperwork, it says that this guy presented T Grizzly with a six-pack, a photo lineup, right? And that T Grizzly supposedly, allegedly, according to this fake-ass document that we now know is fake, so why are we even arguing about the validity of it or the language in it? He already admitted that it was fake. But let's move forward. Let's keep on playing this motherfucking game. So now, he says that T Grizzly identified figure number 4, who's only an Dale Johnson, a.k.a. Baby Shooter Big Crippin. He said he identified him. He told T Grizzly and his crew every Crip member who was involved with burglarizing T Grizzly's home. He told T Grizzly in an hour-long conversation, and there are more recordings that Wack 100 and his merry band of idiots don't get. He told T Grizzly and his crew everybody who was involved with the robbery. He turned his own Crips in. He even mentioned that one of the guys who was involved with the robbery was his cousin, who's also a Crip. He threw Avalon Crips under the bus. He threw neighborhood Crips under the bus. He threw every branch of the Crip organization in Southern California under the bus and pointed the finger at them and told T Grizzly it was them who did it.
T Grizzly told me. Well, he watched the stream. So T Grizzly told me, and he said, "Listen, Wack is running a campaign on me." And
all right, wait, slow down. Now I'm disrespecting. T Grizzly, you's a bitch ass nigga. Fuck you and what you stand for. Because if you listen to the shit, you heard Baby Shooter himself. Don't put it on me, nigga. Now fuck you. Now it's gonna be a campaign. You bitch ass nigga. You was a bitch ass nigga. You ain't nobody, nigga. You just a big body that's soft as cotton. Fuck you, what you stand for, nigga, and let it stay there. Cause for him to hear Shooter himself say it, fuck you mean I'm running the campaign.
You see what I'm saying? You know, he thinks you're running the campaign because you're standing with the people.
No. He can't act because he heard the man himself. You feel what I'm saying? But that's why I put him on the phone with you.
Yeah, he heard all that, but he feels you're pushing fake paperwork.
Ain't no still shit. Nigga, if you hear the man saying it, see, me running the campaign is me just saying something and not telling nobody where I got it from, right?
Honestly, based on what I've heard, if I take you out of it, right? If I take you out of it, I would be saying, yo, Baby Shooter, based on what I've heard from T Grizzly's side and your side, you need to provide more proof before we could think T Grizzly is anything.
It's Focus Connect back in the building. It's Wack 100 have been exposed with this paperwork game on T Grizzly. It looked like Wack 100 really expected this situation to go a totally different way. To me, when I first heard it on Adam 22, and I don't know this to be true or not, but just using my senses, when I saw that video, I looked at that as if he was trying to kind of give T Grizzly a call, like you know, T Grizzly live in California, and it looked like he was trying to kind of run a soft press on T Grizzly. Wack 100 plan backfired because Dawgface got a voice. Dawgface have established a voice, and Dawgface have presented some facts. And Wack 100 even admitted, not even in just this situation, He admitted before that he'll put something out there and then he'll bait you in, put something else out there, and he'll play a little game with the situation in order to get views, get notoriety, and keep presenting something to Adam 22 academics and to keep him in good graces so he can move on the business side through these guys. These platforms put you out there, get your attention, people go up. So Wack 100 have learned how to play the internet game. Wack don't care about that paperwork like that, but it backfired on Wack 100 to the point where Dawgface in Detroit stood on it, and a lot of people tired of Wack 100 exposing people in the way that Wack 100 is carrying himself in the game. When you step out there and most of your content and the way you represent yourself, even in life, if you standing on disrespect, if you standing on this gang mentality, then you gonna get some resistance because it's people in all corners of this world that got those principles and got those morals. But California got a way of doing the soft press, and that's what I picked up when I first saw that. So now you got Wack 100 even speaking. He trying to get it off of him because he's saying that he don't want Wack 100. He don't want academics to keep posting it and different things like that because Dawgface talking about R&B. But didn't we just see a few months ago where Wack 100 verbally assaulted Brick Baby old lady? He personally attacked a woman over the phone on Adam 22 show. So the thing with Wack 100, people are tired of some of the hypocrisies. You know what I'm saying? Because when he can stand side by side with QCP and say, this my homeboy, he going to the end of the road with him, whatever go on, Wack 100 standing with him, knowing that his paperwork on him. But you're shifting that around when there's more clear paperwork than what's going on with T Grizzly. And I'm not even standing on the fact, I'm not speaking on this saying that I agree with snitching or not, or saying that somebody that snitched should be shunned, because I think we gotta realize that people gotta stop even having situations where you going to jail. We gotta quit even looking at going to jail like that's just something that's gonna happen with black people. We need to be trying to reverse that. So when I started looking at the paperwork game, even when I got on YouTube at first, man, I heard myself and I had to think about what I'm putting out here. You know what I'm saying? You have to represent yourself in a way to present your knowledge, man, because people are really lost. So when you start feeding the beast, that beast gonna grow, man. And Wack 100 been feeding into a lot of this negative energy, a lot of this negative content. And it's to the point that people really want to see Wack fall. I'm out.